Hello. I'm going to be talking about the palace coup going on in 10 Downing Street right now. But before I do that, I shall remind you I'm granniopteryx. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds, and I let you know when I've uploaded a new video as at granniopteryx on Twitter, Gab and Parler. If you like this video, please give it a like. You can help my channel a great deal by doing that, sharing and subscribing, all very helpful. You can also donate. One of the links below will give you the information you need. Right. Oh, I want to remind you, if you are on YouTube and you think you're subscribed, check that out. It's by no means certain you still are. All right, let's get on with this. The Prime Minister has, according to this, 12 hours to save her job, according to a Tory MP. And so the question I want to ask is it worth it? The truth is, this is a coup, and it's a coup by the Remainer side of the Conservative Party, who have managed to strip all her friends away. I suppose the health minister's still there. One wonders for how long. But Truss was always in a vulnerable position to start with. She had no Praetorian Guard surrounding her. Sunak had been planning this since last December. Well, not necessarily Sunak on his own, you understand. It might have been a cabal around him. But all the new people that Truss brought in, and she was a late comer to this whole campaign. She thought, so they hadn't had a chance to coalesce. She thought that all of this would invigorate the party and the policies, and they've all found themselves sacked. Now, no doubt that's due to Truss's inexperience as well as her weakness, but she can't call on any backing either, and if she just hangs on, she'll be a puppet jerking around on the strings that they've tied her up with. And if she resigns, of course, they've won, which is what they'd prepared for in the first place. All the strong candidates were removed in the run-up to the selection, so it was narrowed down to the weak candidate and Rishi Sunak, with the idea that Sunak would get the job. That's similar tactics to what Cameron tried with the Brexit referendum, of course. He committed himself to holding a vote on whether Britain should stay in the EU, and then he put millions into what was called, in a very honest way, Project Fear, which was an attempt to skew the vote to staying in the EU and then saying, well, look, I gave you the vote and you voted for staying. And it was no doubt a huge shock when it didn't work. And it was also, I suppose, a huge shock when Truss got the job. And she got that job not because the Conservative membership thought she was great. I didn't like her particularly. I had no right to vote. I was not a member of the Conservative Party, but I am assuming I had similar feelings. I didn't think she was that great, but I didn't like Sunak, and I don't think the Conservative members did either. So then the Parliamentary Party had to go to Plan B, which was an obvious coup rather than a covert one. The press are calling these guys the rebels, but they're not the rebels at all. They're the Conservative establishment doing its best to protect itself from the real rebels. And if Truss could grow a pair, she could get through this. But she doesn't, as I said, have a Praetorian Guard. She could, however, if she had the strength, she could assemble one. Many backbenchers are disgusted by what's going on, and she could call on them for support. She still has the power to appoint cabinet ministers after all. She could kick out the present incumbents and appoint backbenchers. But I'm very much afraid she lacks either the courage or the credibility. You people outside the UK might be interested in this because it's the British version of a revolution, or rather a counter-revolution. There's no blood in the streets, No storming of the Tower of London, no heads being chopped off, just a lot of genteel treachery in tastefully decorated committee rooms. And without the violence, it's like the Bolsheviks who took over from the Mensheviks during the Russian upheaval in 1917. And that went well, didn't it? Okay, well, as I said, I'm Granniopteryx. Till next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Granniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.granniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.